Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's session of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. I forgot the title for a second. Welcome back. What session number is this? I want to check. 48. We're almost to 50 of these things. Technically, we're at 50 or 51 with the Goliath sessions. So there's that. But yes, hello. Just so you know, we are gonna be full cast in just a moment here. We're just waiting on our last player. But let's introduce the people that are here. We've got Grizlocke.
Hey everybody, I'm Grizlocke. You can find me on YouTube under the same name. And here on Saturdays for Curse of Strahd as well.
Oh my gosh, we got another show.
Orlin, the half-orc wizard.
That he is. Speaking of playing, we've got Bumbleskum.
Hey, it's your boy Bumbleskum. I be playing with your hearts. If you want to talk to me more about that on the Twitter, you can at Bumbleskum. Or also on the Twitter, you can find the Interdimensional Library, which is the podcast that I created and host. It's got some good old D&D playing on it right now. Both Phage and Baka are players in it. It's pretty cool. It's like Hunter x Hunter meets Final Fantasy. And I think that's it for me.
Speaking of it being it for them, we got returning member Dyto.
Hello, Woo! I am back from being away for like 3 weeks. I am Dyto. Tonight I will be playing Felicity, the Tabaxi Artificer. I am all over the place in a bunch of different places, so you can check me out on Twitter at Dyto11. I'm currently on a bit of hiatus because I'm enjoying my last month of vacation. But if I'm ever doing anything, you can always find it on Twitter.
Speaking of being everywhere, he's not here right now. We will have Tommy in a moment, but we also have Dr. Phage.
Hello. I mean, I guess I'm in two places. I'm here on Swindler's Den, but also I'm part of Interdimensional Library, like Bumble said. You can find me on Twitter at Little Growth. I'm playing Liliana, the Dragonborn cleric.
And we have returning guest member, Equa is not funny, or equals funny, you know?
Nope, no one's ever said that before. Hi, I'm Equa, and I'm playing Severin, and I'm on Places.
He's on Places, and he is the DM of Curse of Strahd on this channel here on Sundays.
Oh,
Saturdays. What day is it? Saturday?
Saturday.
What a day, you know? These days are yours. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But last time, we got to do a little bit of recap because we have somebody who wasn't here for most of it. And for those of you who are just joining us on episode 48, what are you doing? Go back and watch the rest of them. But last time on Icewind Dale around the Frostmaiden, our group had headed out into the... Headed out? Yeah, that's the correct terminology. Into the streets of the lost city of Yithrin when... one of their group members was growing bigger by the hour. Heinlein was growing with this acquiring of a spear that had a magical spark in it, to the point where you can no longer enter buildings. But our group was looking around. They're like, "What are we doing here? What are we figuring out?" They went to the tower. They found the tallest tower that's in the city. They found us surrounded by a magical force field. So they're like, "Let's go to the library. We got to get museum. Got to get some information." They're crawling around in there, getting attacked by mimics. Heinlein destroyed the stained glass ceiling, but they were able to get some information still by looking at the paintings and surmising, hey, these were looking at something. These are all the heads of the towers. Let's go look at the towers of each school of magic. So they made their way over to, I believe you guys went to the Tower of Transmutation first, if I remember correctly, where they saw the after effects of these wizards' magics not working correctly for them to be able to escape the tower during the time of the fall of Yithrin. And they made it to the top and saw this strange orange ball of light sitting in the middle, a person that somehow had gone through the true polymorph spell and not been able to get back out of it. They saw an inscription on the ceiling written in Draconic that seemed to be the 8th step of something they had to do. So they read that. They said, let's get it moving. There's nothing for us here. Maybe destroy the light, maybe later. And then they head over to the Tower of Abjuration, where they went to the top and found this giant anvil with runes written all over it, as well as these humanoids made of. Their skin seemed to be made of some kind of arcane power, this blue arcane power that stood guard over it. Orlin snuck up while invisible to check it out and found out the anvil can destroy magical items. So they once again found an inscription on the ceiling and continued on to the Tower of Conjuration, where I forgot to mention during the episode, as they made their way up the tower, there were brooms magically sweeping the floor on their own. They made it to the top and started getting punched by a bunch of giant Bigsby's hands, and were able to get through that combat and found this little tower that they, once they picked it up and were in the room with it, a magical doorway appeared. But before they went through the doorway, I gotta backtrack a little bit because there's some weird things going on outside of that. Liliana and Zavros seem to be getting more suspicious of the party and having some other hallucinations and symptoms happening to them as well. And they've been avoiding this demi-lich just been wandering the streets of the city, warn them, hey, don't touch anything or break anything, kill your god and get out of here. And then, as the doorway opened, Liliana sent 3 through. He didn't respond right away. She lost track of him, so went in after him. And as she did, she came into this small cottage with dried plants strewn about, rotting food, different like bones and body parts. This giant eye that seemed to be growing into the wall with nothing there but flesh holding it into the wall. And also saw these 3 women who were working over a cauldron. They had this bluish gray skin with horns on the top of their head, raking backwards. As one turned to address her, as if she was waiting for her. And this is where we are now. 3 is still there with you. He's just kind of standing there. And as this one turns, the one that addressed you turns to approach you, she's like moving slowly towards you. And as she does so, she like grabs some dried roots from the ceiling and drops it into this pot that she's walking past. And like she picks it up, takes a sip out of it. You Pilfer, you forgot to put in the frog legs earlier. You gotta redo this one. And she throws the pot behind her, smashes against the floor, and it begins to seep into the floorboards, and you just see smoke rise for a second before a small explosion happens underneath the floor. And as the smoke rises, it's right underneath this giant eyeball. It's in the wall. And it begins to, like, the eye rotates upwards and begins to turn red, and you hear it make this low groan, even though there's no mouth or any other body to it. And she, as she's continuing towards you, still just, and Pillage, make sure to take care of your eye. It gets irritated if you don't give it its drops. As one of the other hags goes over to begin working with the eye, as it's like you can see water dripping out of it. Just, it's so nice of you to join us. Your Yithrin Defender here was just telling us all about you. Are your friends joining us anytime soon?
I look semi-suspiciously at 3, just thinking like, why the fuck are you telling these people anything? Before I say anything, though, I am going to use my Divine Sense, which lets me know if there's any celestial fiends or undeads within 60 feet of me that are not behind total cover.
There are 3 fiends in this room with you.
Okay, I kind of figured.
And it's all 3 of these women that you see.
Yeah, you know, that's I knew that, but now Liliana knows that.
As she like clocks you looking at 3, she's like, you'll have to excuse him. He's programmed to be polite. It's not his fault.
Yes, then I feel I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. Who are you?
Well, you can call me Auntie Pinch, and my sister's here. We have Auntie Pilfer and Auntie Pillage. And your name? He didn't give us names, just descriptions.
You can call me Sister Liliana.
Oh, it's lovely to meet you, child. Come in. We can get tea ready while we wait for your friends. I assume they'll be shortly behind you.
I don't know. What are you doing here?
Oh, just getting ready before next excursion out into the ethereal plane, which is kind of collectors of sorts. It seems you came from Yithrin, one of our doorways there that allow people to come to us. It's been quite some time since we've had somebody come through the door.
Yes. Did you create the door that leads to Yithrin?
In works, what is that the word? Yes, in works with the High Conjuror Damarith, they left us something to guard for them, so that it's a little harder for people to go and find. But yes, we quite the place to trade goods. We could always bring our treasures there if we didn't want them anymore to sell or to trade for other things. And they were always good to us, but again, it's been thousands of years at this point.
Yes. What did you ever visit the city?
Yes, every once in a while we'd wander through there and look at their goods.
Did you ever travel or enter the Tower of the Lich that lives there?
No, not many people got to enter there.
What? This is not at all. I don't know what I was expecting to find in here, but this certainly wasn't it.
Yes, most people are quite put off by our presence here, but you're just lucky you caught us while we were in.
This would have been even more confusing if you weren't here. Yes. You had mentioned you're guarding something for the High Conjurer?
Yes, she left us with something, but I can't give you too much information on that. Information comes at a price. It's very, very expendy stuff. So if you want that, I'm going to need something from you, but...
Well, what would the cost be for that information? If it's simply information and not the item, I can't imagine it would be too high.
Well, it's not an item of sorts. It is information within itself, and that's what holds all the power. What do you have things you could offer, child? Well, we should wait for your friends, though. Are they going to be along at any point here? Do you need to get them? Are they afraid of magical doors that appear out of nowhere?
Possibly. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll just continue talking to your Yithrin defender here in the meantime. Don't be too long. The tea will get cold. Pillage, are you working on the tea or not? As she turns around to go talk to her sisters.
I'll step back through the portal that's presumably still behind me. Liliana would have checked that once she walked in or walked through it.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, so I'll step back through and say, would I recognize these? Can I do any sort of check to recognize them in-game as hags?
Yeah, do a history check.
Great. So good at those. Cool, that's a 4.
I mean, you would know, you don't, I
know they're
like
fiends.
you know they're fiends. And they kind of give off a hag vibe as is. You've met a hag already. It's this one. These ones aren't like cowering behind a cauldron like that last one was. You don't know exactly like their lineage and stuff. But you would assume they're some kind of hag.
So yeah, I would step back through and say, so 1, you don't die if you go through. 2, there are 3 sisters who I believe are hags of some sort. They seem to be fiendish in nature, but they do have information about the conjurer here that built the tower.
All right.
They're not going to try and cook us, are they?
As of right now, no. They do have a weird eyeball growing on the side of their little cottage, but they haven't made any moves to attack me yet.
All right, and you came out here just to inform us, or?
They seem to be expecting more of us to come through, if you don't wish to, which is fine. They seem to want to make sure everyone is present before they start any negotiations. Mostly just as like a check-in to make sure you all are aware of what's happening. Also, in case things go terribly wrong in there for me.
Right, so I have one concern. It seems the door's shut when I left the room last. So I'm worried if I go through the door, it might shut behind me. So
Very fair concern.
One of us at least should stay back here. Keep the door open.
I'll do it if you don't care. Otherwise, you've got your android. That could be an option if it works.
I would prefer to keep 3 with us, if at all possible.
Doesn't matter to me. Do you want to put your potential getaway back into this area in the hands of a stranger that you met less than a day ago? How much do you trust me?
Look, you're starting to earn my trust, but, how about this? You hold that while we go in there, and, I'll give you the head after this when I get back.
Cut the deal just like that?
Sure.
Deal?
Alright. Here. I'll hand him the thing.
You'll have to be aware of our large friend outside if you do decide to try to double-cross us.
Sure, I'll keep that in mind.
I'll step back through then.
All right. Zavros Norland, do you join her?
Just look
I
over
go
at
to my
Zavros.
doom.
I'll walk in if it looks like Zavros is gonna go.
All right. So yeah, you all see this in front of you, and as Auntie Pinch turns back around as you all enters, 1, 2, 3, your big one's outside. The drow won't be joining us, and you have another 2, the cat woman.
She's indisposed at the moment, so she won't be joining us.
It sounds like she was saying, you know, it's not safe for her to be out there by herself. Pillage, could you retrieve our friend for us, please? The one tall one that's at the cauldron stirring it stops. I got to do everything around here, and she takes some berries from the wall and throws it in, and then like waves her hand over the cauldron. Felicity, we see you at this house that you had stayed at. So I didn't tell you this previously, but you stayed at the house that you guys rested in. You had found some like smaller, not fully complete magical items within this house as you were spending the night there, and your curiosity took over, and you stayed behind to create something out of this. Would you like to describe what you have created from the things you found around this house?
Yeah, so what it looks like is it just looks like a screwdriver. It looks kind of ornate and definitely like uh crudely put together with parts that you shouldn't use to make a screwdriver, but it doesn't look like it can be used to do anything too interesting, but it's an all-purpose tool which can do a lot of different things.
And you just finished putting the final touches on this, and you're looking over your handiwork. What's your passive perception for me?
14.
A 14. You feel the presence of something behind you as like the air begins to change. And as you look slowly over your shoulder, you see this hand just coming out of the space behind you, and it seems to be reaching towards you.
Just instinctively take a paw, and I'm bad at it.
On the other side of where all of you guys are, you see this hag pull her hand out of the cup. God, that damn thing scratched me. And you see the shorter of the hags just kind of go over to a bunch of pots. Just, don't worry, I'll get this one, sister. And she grabs something and throws in. Felicity, in the floor in front of you, just a fish just plops on the floor, dead fish.
You know I haven't eaten today. She pounces on the dead fish.
As you pounce on this dead fish and sink your claws into it, suddenly you're yanked, and the space around you begins to warp, and you, the group that's in the hag's den, you see as this hag throws a fish into this pot, and then it's like seems to be holding on to something, but you don't see a line or anything, and then suddenly Felicity is yanked through this pot, holding on to this fish.
Oh, what is going? How did I get here?
Hi, Felicity.
Hello, Zavros. Where are we? And where's the fish?
You still have the hold on to the fish. Oh, you can keep that, little kitty. It's all right. We just needed you here so we can talk to you. As you see, these 3 hags are standing over you.
All right, everyone's here besides our big friend.
Yes, and you got your drow with you. I assume you don't trust him. I've heard he's new. It's fine. He could come in, but if you don't want him here, we can still talk.
The way that we got here was through a portal, which opened via an object that was in the room.
Yes.
We want to make sure that portal stays open.
Yes, fair enough. Technically, he would still be in the room if he was here with us, but it all works out fine. And this wide smile with these just decaying teeth in her mouth. So.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Been on the east part of town lately.
It's not great. It's an 8.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to read her. You haven't really you've interacted with one hag before, and again, she was very cowery and like, oh, just leave me alone. But these ones seem very confident with you being within their own home, so don't seem to be afraid of you at all. So, information is what you're looking for, and any information you're looking for has a price to it. So, what is it you would like to know? Tell Auntie Pinch. Sit down. Everybody sit down. She gestures to some furniture that's stuffing's falling out of it, and like some of the beams are ripped off of them, and one side of a couch is just like fully on the floor while the other one's still on its legs, or the other side of it's still on its legs.
I go and sit on the broken couch.
Liliana doesn't sit.
I'll sit.
Whatever makes you comfortable is fine. It's fine.
You're not going to try and eat us, are you?
And she like peers at you for a second. No, you're too stringy. We've eaten today already as it is, so.
Zavros. That's never mind.
It's those noodle arms, isn't it?
She wouldn't.
Okay, I do. I shoot Orlin with a bow. Okay.
She wouldn't want you. She wouldn't want you to string her along.
Chokes, yes. But no, you're worth more to me alive than dead at this point, so.
So you spoke of a cost.
Yes.
What would that be?
I suppose it depends on the information you're looking for. Better information, more expensive.
How about how to get through that, force field around the tower?
Ah, yes. The force field around that tower. There's a ritual you must. Wait. I almost just gave it all to you for free. That's me being too nice as a DM.
All right, everyone, you heard ritual. Let's go.
You don't know how to do it. Where?
Zavros just has an epiphany that these hags are the ones who have controlled their destinies this entire time.
For the information on how to get into the tower, I could do with 2 important memories. You can choose who gives them up.
We have to go back and get Heinlein.
Heinlein only has 2 important memories.
Perfect. It was meant to be.
We know just the guy.
Lily, would this include the information about getting into the tower? Does that include what you're holding from the High Conjurer? Is that
Could
part
be
of that
related,
information?
but that would be a different price.
What if I gave you an item and the memories connected to it?
It's intriguing. Any elaboration to this?
Liliana will pull out her instrument of illusions and say, the item itself is not that impressive, but if we can make a deal, I would tell you the tale of the memories connected to this item.
She like looks up to the ceiling as she contemplates for a second. Pillifer, could you check my inventory quick? I just need to know something before I continue with this. You see, the one hag starts digging into some stuff. We're fresh out of it. So, I would be more than willing to give you the information on how to get in the tower and what we hold. If you give me that, the memories that go with it, and some of your scales. Just 1 or 2 is fine. I don't need much, but we're out of Dragonborn scales at the moment.
What would you be using the scales for?
Nothing that you need to be concerned with. No scrying or you or nothing. Just components for potions and things we're making.
Do I have your word as part of this deal that you will not use them to scry on me?
Of course, nothing of ill will come to you from your scales. I don't need any of that.
Liliana will then put the step forward, put the it's a loot of illusions, put it on. Is there like a coffee table of sorts in this room?
Yeah, there's a table with a giant hole in the center of it.
Put it on what remains of the table and say, this loot was the first item a young orphan girl got that gave her any hope of getting out of the icy, desolate city that she grew up in. It led her to a new city full of dreams and love. And the one person she loved more than anything, that also caused the largest heartbreak she has experienced so far, and is a reminder of all of that and the shame as she fled that city to start her new life.
Liliana, as you tell this story, and as the rest of you hear the story, all of you instantly begin forgetting it. As it begins to, a silvery orb begins to coalesce in this hag's hand. And as you finish the story, Liliana, you no longer remember any of that, and nobody here remembers any of it. As she just puts this orb into the small clay pot and puts the lid on top of it. Very good. Now, if you don't mind, I can take some of those scales off of your hands.
Yes.
But what of the memory?
That was it.
I've got it already. Don't you worry about it. And she stands up and walks over to you, and she brings out these long fingers to your face to touch the scales. And as she goes to touch them, you would assume it takes a little bit of strength to get those things off. But 3 scales just plop, plop, plop right off as she runs her fingernail over them, and she catches them in her hands. They shouldn't come off that easy. That's interesting. My hand side of the deal. Of course, so, to get into the Tower of Eriolathis, you need to do a ritual, which of course comes in multiple steps, as I assume you figured out by this point if you are looking for them. There are 8 steps, and you must complete all of them in front of the gate to the tower within the prison district. There's that long extension of the tower, and that's where you can perform this. I do not have all of the steps, for they were spread across the 8 towers of magic. But what I do hold is one of the steps, and that is what we were given to protect, which of course, as part of your deal, she goes over to a bookshelf, and this bookshelf is just packed to side to side with books, and she runs her finger across them, finds the one she's looking for, this small black leather bound book, pulls it out, and as soon as she does, that was like a lich pin to this bookshelf, as you just hear a creak, and then the shelf itself just crack, and it falls, and all the books come into the middle of the shelf.
Those beautiful, beautiful books.
Yes, there's a lot of good ones there. She's flipping through pages of this book, and here it is. As she flips the book around for you to look at, and in Draconic, scrawled across these pages, reads, "Second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand."
That was clue number 2. You said second?
Yes, second, summon a flame in the palm of your hand.
Do these have to be done in a particular order?
I would suggest you do them in the order that it gives to you. Now, are you sure there's nothing else you'd like to know? I'm very intrigued with our good sister Liliana here. I might want something else from you if you're looking for something.
Yes.
While they're talking, I want to pocket some books.
Do a sleight of hand.
Oh no, don't get caught, whatever you do.
There is 4 people here that can see you. There's a giant eye and 3 hags.
It's 17.
17. Orlin, ask your question first.
My friends here
I gesture to Zavros and Liliana.
seem to be suffering from some sort of ailment. I'd like to know what that is and how to cure it.
Interesting. Because I think the same thing is why I'm interested in your friend here.
Yes.
Plus, as you like go to grab a book, you hear from the eye just this. As you grab a book, and the shorter of the hags looks over. Keep your voice down. We're trying to get deals done here. She turns back and doesn't notice you take the book. Well, the eye noticed you. She didn't realize what the eye was trying to say. Yes.
Felicity winks at the eye.
I think our deal kind of works in hand if this is what you want to do. I know you're already a little bit suspicious of me taking your scales, but if I could get a little bit of your blood, I might be able to fix what's going on with you. And I'd get some information about it as well for my own use.
I have a quick logistical question for you, Baka.
Yes.
What parts of that memory, like, what does Liliana still have left surrounding those memories that was taken? That's...
You remember that you lived a life in that town.
Okay.
I think the people involved, you would know of them, but any like personal things you would have forgotten about that. So they were just other people in that town to you.
Okay. Okay. I was just making sure on that. Sorry.
Yeah. You can always ask more questions on that too, and I can elaborate more further.
Yeah, because it's the second part of it, like the person that she met and fell in love with was the reason she became Sister Liliana. So like that's
the way I think you would remember it is that you did love somebody. You don't remember why or who. But
okay.
You would still have that same drive you would have had to become a cleric, essentially. Unless you want to interpret it differently, you can.
I think with that, Liliana just feels this emptiness, like without knowing that something is missing, but it's like, I know that there should be something, but I have no idea what it could be. So almost in a little bit of a daze, Liliana's like, yes, fine.
Perfect. All right. It'll only be a pinch, mind the pun. She goes over to this table where it's just a big old chunks taken out of the table. There's knives stuck into it, and she just picks up this, it essentially looks like a needle, a hypodermic needle, but more crude. And she goes over and puts it right in your face where the scales are missing, and then draws some of the blood out of it. And she looks at it in the vial, and then walks over to the table again, is messing with some pots, puts something over a fire and drops some ingredients in there. It's what I thought it was. I'm glad I was able to procure some of it as a sample that we can use for further. It doesn't matter. What your friend here, and I assume what both of your friends here have gotten, is something called the Arcane Blight. It's a magical spell that affects areas that contain high doses of magic, especially older magic that gets stale, and it drives the people within them mad, turning them into Nothics.
Oh!
And how might one reverse the course of this ailment?
There's a few ways to do so. My sisters and I could take care of it, again at a price. clerics with higher level spells like the Greater Restoration could do so. Or you could just get over it if you're strong-willed enough. But you could always just let it go through and see what happens. Bring them back here. We can do some more research. Speaking of this, Felicity, can I get a save from you?
Now we're gonna find out Felicity got it.
Let's see what kind of save I need you to make. I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Okay. $11.
11. As they're talking about this and like you look over, do a perception check.
Can I guide myself?
Sweating.
Yeah, you can guide yourself.
12.
Yeah, like you're hearing about this and you've seen like Felicity's scales are coming off and
Felicity's scales.
well, the ones
Liliana's
that were
scales.
pulled off.
Oh, Liliana.
Liliana's.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Liliana. Sorry.
Felicity has scales?
Now that Felicity's back and we're mixing their names up again, you like just instinctively run your hand over your fur on your arm, and some of it comes off as well.
Oh. I'm molting.
Interesting. You might have 3 sufferers of the arcane blight on your hands.
Uh-huh. Liliana, is this greater restoration something you're capable of?
Liliana has dug inside of her armor and is bringing out a very worn, old, not old, but very worn, looked like it's been folded and unfolded multiple times, piece of parchment. Holds it up to the hags, or is looking at it, and it's an letter of some sort that is unsigned. And Liliana looks at it and says, "Will this cure me? Is this price enough?"
She takes it and reads it. Is it the letter from your past?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a now unsigned love letter that Liliana has carried
Yeah.
with her.
Yes, this would go nicely with that loot of yours. We can cure you. Any other takers?
What's the price on getting cured from that? Just a memory?
Tomorrow. I can do it tomorrow. It will take a little bit of time, but it's not an easy price to pay, Zavros.
Or if we can do it tomorrow.
I can do.
Can you hold out until tomorrow, Zavros?
I see, like, Liliana holding that letter or whatever, trying to offer it up. And I'll just go, Liliana, I mean, I think I'll probably be fine for another day or two. Are you sure you want to do that? Why wouldn't you just cure yourself tomorrow?
Letter is nothing to me now, and everything, and I don't know why, and I already can't bear to have it on me any longer. And Liliana's on the verge of tears as she's standing there. If you wish to pay the price, fine, but I cannot bear to have that with me. And if I can get something from it, so be it.
Fair enough.
I would give you a hug if I wasn't afraid more scales would fall off.
I don't think I can bear to be touched right now.
Oh, Liliana. Not kidding.
So, the other two of you gambling with your time as yourselves? She like takes a big sniff of the air. Feyborn, are you? She looks at Zavros. There's got to be a lot of fun things rattling around in your brain. You sure?
Hmm. Well, to be honest, I think I would rather gamble who I am today than to give something up that I cherish too much. Either way, I'm not the same.
And you, Kitty?
Not much of a gambler, but I would rather die a hairless cat than give up the few memories I have left.
Well, lucky for you, if this goes through, you won't be dead. But you will be hairless. And she just plucks the letter out of Liliana's hand and puts it in one of her
It's an
satchels.
aesthetic. Some people like a hairless cat.
You won't be a cat. As she pulls out the stone, like this glowing stone. It looks like there's blood on the inside of like a crystal, essentially. And she holds it up to Liliana's face. And as she does so, Liliana, that strain that was in your eyes seems to fade away, and the cloudiness that's been like these intrusive thoughts that have been assaulting you this past day just creep away. Whatever intrusive thoughts Liliana has always had stay there, but the ones that have creeped in during this time go away.
I didn't cure you of your bullshit.
Your normal mental illness
saying.
is still there. Ease.
Liliana, after she's cured, sends a mental command for 3 to remain until the others do and to protect them. But she walks back through the portal.
Fair enough.
Well, and you do promise to shoot me in my giant eye if I become one of those things.
How do you feel, Zavros?
I mean, I wouldn't want to run around with one large eye.
I want to know if you can make it another day.
Now,
How am I
here's a
feeling?
counter. Not great.
Oh.
Counterpoint. I've got this really rare magical book, Orlin, if you want that, and you bring me him when he becomes a Nothic, alive.
No. How about
I had to put it out there.
a memory for both of them being cured?
It would have to be a damn good memory. That's quite the offer. I could do one for a memory for sure.
Say murder of one's mother, paranoia, deceit.
That is tantalizing. But it takes away your guilt, I'd assume. Tell you what. Give me the memory and the guilt associated with it. You'll be free of it. And I'll cure both of them.
Isn't that what I just offered?
Better offer. The memory of this person ever existing is gone.
I learned many of my spells from this woman. Would I lose access to those?
Possibly.
I'm looking at Orlin and just kind of shaking his head.
No.
All right, your loss. Spells over your friends. I understand. Magic is powerful.
I'll need those spells down here to protect my friends.
Fair enough. Is there anything else your auntie can do for you before you return?
And the only memory Zavros has that he cherishes the most, he ain't willing to get, and all those other ones aren't going to be good enough. He ain't giving that up.
I've got one of your memories that I know she'll want. All right, well, if you don't have anything, my sisters and I have a journey to go on.
Well, good luck, and I hope I don't see you as a nothing.
Hopefully I see you... we'll see. Anyway... Pilfer, did you never want to make that tea? As she turns around and goes back to her sisters, and you are all free to leave.
Wait, there was going to be tea? As he's walking out the gate.
I would have had some really good honey with that for that tea.
All right.
I wish my brain was working today. I'm so tired.
No worries.
Oh, man. It's like I have something right there, but it's not clicking. It's really frustrating.
All right.
Liliana would have continued all the way out of the tower and would just be standing next to Heinlein outside.
Oh. Heinlein is still out there practicing his spear combat. Probably from the first time you guys saw him, outside of like either the first, I think it might have been the first tower of the museum, where you first saw him practicing with it. He's gotten significantly improved. He's like it's not like he's not proficient in spears. It's just he's never had to use one before, and he's pretty adept at picking up what to do with it.
Want to inside check to see if he looks like shit? Will net. No, I'm kidding.
Heinlein, you've gotten so big.
Perception.
Did you where's everyone else? Did you find what you were looking for?
The others should be down shortly. Yes, we found the next part of the poem. We also found it's part of a ritual. We need to do it at one specific part in the city, and that will open a pathway into the tower.
All right. I suppose it makes sense then. It's kind of in line with what we were thinking.
Yes. Yes, it'll be good to knowing that we need to do it in one location, though. I think that was our biggest clue, in addition to the next step. But
well, if anything, I suppose Zavros has the cube, doesn't he? The cube, doesn't he? The warmth one, yeah.
yes.
I just keep forgetting that you guys got that now. It's been so long in the cold, I forgot about it. I was gonna suggest maybe you guys need a break or something. Take time to eat lunch.
Yes, it may not be... Probably be a good idea once everyone else returns. The bottom of this tower seems safe enough. Perhaps we can rest in here for a little bit before we head on.
I've had plenty of time to think while I was out here, and you know what? And I'm like, actually, I'm gonna message this instead. So like, I'm just gonna like, obviously piercing eyes down at Liliana. Here's. I was thinking of a way in case we ever need to fight those R-type defenders.
Liliana would just nod,
Yeah.
like realizing that you're casting it magically instead of saying it out loud.
I'm assuming the fact that they're used together is probably a tactical advantage they have. And at my size, I could easily pick one of those up and punt it across this city.
I want us to get in a
If
fight
not-
with them now.
At least I can do is separate them. I don't know how heavy they are, but I'm feeling pretty strong.
Liliana will whisper as part of the response in the spell. That sounds like a lovely battle to have.
I mean, I prefer we don't have to deal with it at all, but I don't think there's a way we're gonna avoid it.
I have a bit of frustration. I would like to meet out on someone worthy of.
Well, you'll have 2 contenders for sure today, or whenever we get around to it.
Yes.
What was the other clue?
It was summon a flame in the palm of your hand.
That sounds pretty easy enough.
Yes. Seems most of the really the last one we found seems to be the most concerning so far.
Yeah.
To stand firm in the circle of death and consume poison. That seems not an easy task to go through and survive.
Can we see the Arbitorium from where we're at?
The Arboretum. You are currently at this
Right
tower.
here. And it's right here, right?
Yeah, you could see it for sure.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm looking out. I can't get too much detail, but I at least, have eyes on it. If necessary, we could always hold up somewhere nearby and me or if any of you guys are willing to, deal with it, I can get in there. Obviously, I'm a huge distraction. And then whoever might be able to go and get themselves a stick.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have to see if the others have any ideas going into there.
No.
And then I
of
guess
course.
decide who is able to complete all of these steps if it needs to be one person.
Well, as long as we get that stick, I'm thinking I'm 3 for 3 right now.
That's good to hear.
With that, Orlin, did you think of what you wanted to ask, or?
No,
All right.
my brain's not working.
Just try to see if they're there later.
I guess it's like perhaps my memories aren't of too much value to you, but I have these 3 potions. Potion of acid resistance, potion of fire resistance, potion of force resistance. These 3 potions for Zavros to be cured.
Unfortunately, those are very easy potions to make for us. I like the ingenuity, but...
have a memory I'm willing-ish to part with.
Aren't you outside?
I hadn't left yet.
No.
Oh, I thought you
Nah,
communicated with one of them at one point. That's why. Okay, go ahead.
My home. I will give you the memory of my house, its location, and what is inside. For Zavros.
That is intriguing. I'll offer one more time before I take that. Zavros, you're sure you don't want to cure yourself with your own memories? You're relying on others to do it for you?
Would you take the memory of what it feels like to be utterly impaled by the antlers of a moose?
No.
She already has 3 of those.
To be honest, I really wouldn't want any of these people to use their memories to cure me. I would appreciate it if they didn't.
One way to get them to stop is to give up your own.
Honestly, only one memory is coming to mind. I really don't want to give that memory up. So I would rather Zavros fucking die.
I mean, I'm sure there's a better memory that Baka knows that I have, but I think the location of where Felicity lives is a pretty good one to give up.
All right, I will take your offer if you're still willing.
Yes, I am.
Use it to kill yourself, Felicity.
I've lived my life. I'm an old cat. You've got your whole life ahead of you, Zavros.
Have we got a deal?
We do.
As you agree to this, and the silver orb begins to coalesce in her hand, you forget not only the cave where you used to live with all the Chewinga, you forget about living in Goodmead as well.
Okay.
That mean Otis doesn't know who she is either?
He does, but she wouldn't.
Ah, okay, perfect.
So then she will put that away into another little clay pot and then walk over to Zavros and heals you as well. So we just have one little Nothic person left now.
I'm like looking at Felicity while she's healing me. I just kind of look down at the floor.
Anything
I'll
else?
fuck up.
Watch Zavros die this episode.
God damn it. How do you feel, Felicity?
A little lost, but I'm sure I'll get my bearings eventually.
Can I do a medicine check on Felicity and see if I can see if she looks as bad as like Zavros and Liliana did?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
16.
16. You see there's a strain in her eyes, much like Liliana did. Obviously losing patches of fur, like it's not just falling off, but like anytime you would touch it, it would fall. A lot of it would fall away. Cats don't really sweat, but it's a tabaxi, so it's different. But like the skin that is showing through seems a little pale. Not that you've really seen her skin before, but
I don't think I have many memories that they'll want if they don't want negative ones. For all my memories, even the good ones, lead to bad ones.
not that we don't want negative. It's that they have to mean enough to you that when they're gone, you'll miss them. We've got the one about the person you killed. We can remove them from your life. We've got Have you had anybody you're close to pass away? Have you?
My brain keeps coming back to the boy I met in East Haven. Showed me compassion, but he later was killed. And thus, it makes the memory of his death much harder.
I could take that off your hands.
Deal.
All right, he said a magic word, so again, memory coalesces in her hand. You forget everything about Ivan. He already said deal, unfortunately. So everything you knew about Ivan, gone. Any kindness he showed you, his death, him passing on after you defeated the Centaur, all gone. And then she heals Felicity.
I just became a lot more evil. I just realized.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
His one piece of humanity is gone, baby. Well, Zavros is still there, but... All right, well, you're all cured now. You can go along and just remember the good deeds your aunties did for you today. Mostly me, the other two didn't do too much.
If you're still waiting on that tea, do you have an extra cup?
She's never gonna make it. I've been asking her for years to make tea and she hasn't done it yet.
Is there like a cup or a bowl somewhere in the room?
There's dishes everywhere. Some of them cracked, some of them still complete.
I'm gonna pull out my alchemy jug and pour out some of the honey into one of the cups.
Very kind of you.
It's nothing super extravagant, but honey, it's pretty good in tea.
I'll remember this.
Question, can your little jug there make tea?
That's a good question.
I'd allow it if it doesn't, if it's the jug of alchemy.
It does not, but it can make a bunch of other things.
It can if you want it to.
Can it make peace tea? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Right.
That's where I draw the line, damn it.
Get out of my hut! Turns us all into Nothics, kicks us out.
Let's go.
The bounce.
You guys leave as when the hags is tending to the eye on the wall, the others goes back to stirring, and Auntie Pinch watches you all leave. And you come back into the tower. Severin, people have already passed. Liliana's already passed you. But these three, a new person comes out, this tabaxi, older looking tabaxi woman, and three follows behind the rest of you.
Seems like your trip was eventful.
Oh, yeah.
You can say that.
By the way, Felicity, there is a drow man standing here with this white beard, torn robes, and manacles, broken manacles on his hands.
I'm sorry, have we met?
I don't believe so. This is a friend of yours?
Oh, yes, Felicity, this is Severin. Severin, this is Felicity.
Nice to meet you.
Oh,
She has crazy visions when she goes to sleep.
sometimes.
And Severin is an escaped convict of sorts.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
What did you do?
It's complicated.
Right, the head.
You could
Maybe
trust him.
over tea sometime.
I'm gonna reach into my bag and grab out the head. I'm gonna hold out my other hand though for the thing to open the portal.
And just toss it over.
Alright, I'll toss you the head.
So that's it then. There's nothing else for me to do here.
Is the portal closed?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can tag along for safety reasons if you want, but, obviously we live a life of danger, so it's up to you.
Danger doesn't really bother me too much. There are a few things that I have to do. Specifically regarding the head, I don't... Obviously, you know about the rules of decay. The longer I wait, the less simple it gets.
You know,
My
there's
offer-
some old ladies through that portal that'll answer a bunch of any question really that you have, but you have to kind of give up a memory for it. So, just if you're interested in that.
Good
If
thing I
you're-
don't really have any questions.
If you're worried about the, decay, I can handle that for you. Take 10 minutes, stop it from decaying for 10 days.
What is this quest that you're trying to do? You're trying to kill a god? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Just nodding. Yeah, that's about right.
She's imprisoned our 10 towns for 2 years.
That does sound dangerous. This is what I will do. I'm gonna roll for it. Yeah. It's not roll like shit. This is what I'll do. I do have to get this head back. If you are in need, I will not be far. So should anything happen, all you need to do is reach out to me and give me a convincing reason why I should come back and endanger my life to kill a god. But if you need it, allies are hard to find, and relationships can be mutually beneficial, I'm sure.
Understood.
You said you're from the Underdark, right?
Yes.
I thought I read somewhere that there was some type of noble person or something got turned into some spider creature.
Not me. No, I'm just trying to rectify some things with my house. That's all. So, I'm assuming you know how to contact me if you need it. I'm looking at Olin specifically, since you are a magic user.
Yes.
Good. If you need any more help taking down that force field, if there's anything that I can do, let me know. Otherwise, I think this is where I shall take my leave.
Right. Don't cause us any more trouble.
It's nice to meet you, even briefly.
You too. Hopefully we won't see each other again for a while. Good luck with your god killing. And, yeah. Good luck.
So if you do the awkward walk out of the tower.
Together, yeah.
Honestly, I was hoping he would do something badass, like just jump out of a window or whatever.
You're right, that's
Just
exactly what I
swinging
do.
on chains.
Are there windows in this tower?
It's fine.
There's that big one, but again, it's sealed. You'd have to go down a floor, and then you can jump out a window if you want. It'd still be weird.
I'll do the cool exit. Just come with me first, so I need an audience before I can do it. Jump down, size it up, and then just fucking jump out. No, I'll walk out the front door.
Aim for the bushes.
Yeah, you walk past Liliana and Heinlein, and as we see Saffron leave, this is a perfect time to take a break. So thank you, Eco, for playing with us. Very smooth out that you gave yourself there. And if we need you, we can always call you with the ascending spell. So.
Exactly. That was the thing that I was trying to get across. Like, I'll come kind of around.
So everybody watching, if you haven't watched Strahd yet, you should. Eco is an amazing DM over there on Saturdays on Twitch, Mondays on YouTube. And we'll be back in just a moment to continue through the lost city of Yithrin. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Icewind Dale, Rime the Frostmaiden. Our group has gathered at the bottom of the tower, and they're a little bit lighter of memories. Let's see what they're going to get themselves into.
We die.
How's everyone feeling? I'm assuming y'all are outside the tower now as well.
Did my fur grow back, or is it still patchy?
Where it fell off, it's patchy.
You found Felicity inside.
Yes, she was pulled through a large cauldron.
By a fish. The fish was quite good.
There was a fish up there?
I think one of the people threw the fish in there, and Felicity, probably in her hunger, latched onto it, and they yanked her through.
I like look down at Liliana, because this is... What?
Liliana, even probably through the conversations she was having with you, one, considering you're extremely tall, still has that like staring into the middle distance look on her face, and just like doesn't even register probably that you're giving her any sort of quizzical look.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think perhaps we need to find somewhere to take a lunch or something.
All right. I could eat.
Oh, I bet you could, as I poke him in the belly. Oh.
About
I mean, that fish wasn't very filling.
conversation before Heinlein. Should be all set. Those hags cured our friends. Zavros, Liliana, Felicity even.
We were going to turn into Nothics.
Yes, would have been quite bad.
I'm sorry, I'm just remembering the last time we met with hags.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, as soon as I
out-
saw them, I asked them if they would eat us, and they said no.
I don't think
With the
eating
hags-
us was the issue last time.
Why would eating us? Were they gonna eat us?
But I see your encounter went smoother with them. You
Yes, no
restrained-
frozen dead giants.
Restrained yourself from picking a fight.
Yes. I wanted but a memory.
Liliana scoffs at that. We got the information and we were cured. Everything has a price. Whatever we need to end this.
All right, I think we should march to the next tower, and it seems to be on the perimeter of everything. Maybe it'd be a safer area out of the way for us to sit down and rest up.
Sounds good.
All right, so you start making your way through the city towards the one of the outermost towers, where I want to make sure I get the color right. Silver light comes out of it. As you pass by some of these other buildings, there's the castle-looking building on the map there. And as you look at this, this colossal building has many lofty turrets in a state of disrepair. The ground below littered with their rubble. A giant-sized door at the base of the structure stands slightly ajar. But I assume you continue past.
When are we
and-
going to go to the Arboretum first? Or did we change that?
They're
Oh.
nearby. They're right next to each other. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
We'll just head over there.
okay.
We can just rest up and figure something out from there.
Yes. And as you do pass by this arboretum,
Oh,
you-
okay, I see it now. I see it. Sorry.
no worries. You see a canopy of golden leaves crown the trees inside of the sunken basin. The trees grow in stark contrast to their bleak surroundings, their branches swaying even though the air is deathly still. But you continue because you wanted to rest at the bottom of this tower first.
Mhm.
And as you approach it, you see the walls of this thin tower etched with intricate designs of hands and eyes. Silver light flickers from a high window above which a large curved eye animates and blinks. Part of the tower's roof is missing. But you are free to take your short rest here if you'd like and talk about what you'd like to do next.
Yes, short rest.
Can I do like a perception to see if there's any kind of like any sentry? I know obviously the tower might be looking at us. I guess I'd see if it's focused on us or if it's just looking around. And then like any kind of thing around the perimeter of the area, see if anything's like wandering.
I don't really need a short rest. I would like to read the book that I stole.
Roll me a d20 for your book.
And I got a 20 on that perception.
15? No. Yes, 15.
As you're looking at Suze's book, so you find that this is like it's got some history to Yithrin in it. And one of the passages that you find speaks about how wizards during this time were able to imbue their spells with extra magic, which would allow them to become living entities within themselves. Separate information from each other because Felicity wasn't there, but these guys fought for Bigsby's hands that didn't seem to be cast from anybody. So if that information is put together, the puzzle pieces will fit, but to you, that's just cool information.
Did you know that these wizards could make body parts that weren't attached to anything?
No.
Yes, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it specifically spells were able to have life force.
I'm sorry, the spells have life.
I was gonna say I thought the thing on your shoulder was a hand with a crossbow.
It's
Yeah,
a crossbow.
It seems they can make
It's
spells
kind
linger
of finger
longer
guns.
by making them come to life, essentially. In our DC or our 20 perception, you see the eye does like flick to look down at you and focuses in on you, and then looks back up and continues to look around. So it's not like it's focusing on you all the time, but it does notice your presence. But you don't see anything else wandering around near you.
Is there a mountain nearby that we have to throw a ring into?
Maybe.
I was telling Liliana, I'm like looking around. I mean, if it comes down to it, I'm quite capable of possibly picking up an enemy and removing it from the area.
You mean like throwing it?
Throwing it. Taking it. Whichever way it comes.
Alright.
Might, separate some powerful tactics on an enemy's side.
So it seems you have two pathways that you could go. You could go into the Arboretum at this point, trying to find the Nether Oak, or you could tackle this tower first.
We should probably go to the Arboretum first. Just get it out of the way.
That was another thing I was talking to Liliana about. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm not really much use in these towers. But I figured if I went to the Arboretum with one other person, if I can easily make distraction while they go and get themselves some wood, if necessary. Meanwhile, the rest of y'all could take on this tower.
As a wizard, suppose I should go with you.
Well, I mean, if Heinlein is posing the distraction, I could easily get in and out in a matter of seconds.
We think it
And
will
get
be guarded.
I believe Scant mentioned that there was a treant that lives in the center of the
Right. Doesn't mean
Arboretum.
it's hostile.
No, but
No,
just that
like-
there is at least one that lives there.
Yeah.
Has anybody been inside this arboretum?
No.
We just got here.
Is it like an open area? Do we know?
Yes.
I guess
It's,
on the map it looks like it at least. So I think.
Yeah, it's the gold field on the map to the far left.
Baka, I had a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I remembering this correctly? Isn't the Nether Oak the treant?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
believe 3 told you that.
Yeah,
Oh.
like the treant itself is the Nether
Oh,
Oak.
okay. I thought the type of tree was Nether Oak. Okay, I didn't realize that was his name.
So we have to get into this tree and break off a piece of it and get out, like a Kit Kat bar?
I don't know. One of my theories is that these towers are schools. And perhaps one of the things put in front of the students was to go there and get the tree to give you its wood. I don't know if we have to steal it, fight it, or perhaps convince it.
Nothing in this city has been particularly friendly to us. The hags were the kindest thing we've met so far, which is saying a lot. I think it would be better if we remain together, getting the wand, in case something does go south.
Fair enough.
Shall we be off then?
I mean, I do have woodcarver's tools. If we get a big enough piece off of it, I can make it.
Speaking
into
of which,
a
I might
wand.
need to borrow that later.
What?
Those wood carving tools.
No, I can make you your own set if you'd like. Just take an hour.
Oh, that would be lovely, because I'm about to be out of arrows soon.
You have arrowheads. Arrowheads are made out of stone or metal.
Hey, man, I'm just going based off the fucking rules of the game here
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, that was
Are
one of the
arrows
things we
made out of
discussed,
wood?
yes, last time.
There's stone everywhere. We'll make some fucking arrowheads.
Actually, I could probably make some during the short rest.
Wood carving tools, one of their use is every day, once per day, the person who has them in profession them can create 5 arrows. So it's just that's what he's going off of.
Well, here you go. And I'm going to use an action to turn my sonic screwdriver into woodcarver's tools so we can both make
Holy
them.
shit.
Very well then.
Cool.
There you go. 10 arrows, my guy.
Sweet. Let me get rid of nature. Okay, there we go.
So we'll probably need more than just wood from the nether oak then, which could provide interesting circumstances.
Do we think we could, if we all go, do you think we could take on this treant? I don't think I've ever fought one before.
I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it.
Because I could just bamf onto it, try and shatter off a piece, and then bamf out. And then I might barely have enough to get everybody else out of there.
Well, if we're all insistent on going to the Arboretum, if you guys need to collect wood for arrows, Zavros and Felicity could do that, while Liliana, Orlin, and I negotiate with the treant, the nether oak.
That sounds like a plan.
Yes, and if things went south, I mean, we wouldn't be too far away, so.
I also think you two are going to be the ones who are least likely to be noticed taking wood from this guy's orchard.
We leave.
Yes, we trek our way to the Arboretum.
All right, so who's going to the Arboretum? Just remind me.
All of us.
Everybody. All right.
Clanking pots and pans along the way.
Clanking them pots and pans along the way. Yes.
And the cat and the elf, I think, should we separate? Should we go like away from each other when accessing this, or should we just go to the? I don't know.
So yeah, there is deathly still here in the Arboretum. And 3 is able to lead you in the direction of where the Nether Oak is, and it's dead in the center of everything here. And once it's in visual, but you're far enough away still, he raises his giant hands. There lies the Nether Oak, the tree in which all of the wizards would create their wands and staves from here in Ythrin. You see just this enormous gnarled tree reaching up to the cave ceiling above you, rising higher than all of the trees around it.
That tree said that?
No, the 3 told you about that.
3. For some reason, 3 didn't sound like 3 in my head. Like, but yeah, I mean, okay.
This would probably be the best time if Felicity and Zavros haven't split off for them to start collecting wood while we head to the treant.
Let's be stealthy.
3, what can you tell us about this treant? Was he hostile? Does he not mind?
I have never spoken personally to the Nether Oak.
Do you know if people came here often as some sort of, ritual to gather these wands, or?
It was always important that all of the wizards of Ythrin collected their wand from the Nether Oak.
So perhaps he will not mind.
All right. So we got 3, Orlin, Liliana, and Heinlein heading towards the tree. What are Felicity and Zavros doing?
Searching for, I guess, twigs or branches to whittle arrows into.
I'm trying to be a little quiet, so I'm trying
Yeah.
to be a little stealthy.
Yeah, you two roll stealth checks.
I don't think I can guide both of us, but I'm gonna guide myself.
No, you'd only be able to do
It's good. You don't need to guide me. 18 plus 12.
Dirty 20.
All right. You two go off amongst the trees while the others head towards the main one in the center.
I forgot.
You guys just walk up to it, or?
I forgot to do this during the short break. Can I pull out Scant?
Yeah.
So,
Yes, that was crazy stuff
Oh,
back there.
That's right. You wanted me to identify your bracers.
Scant, old friend.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you didn't give me those eggs. That would have been bad.
Oh, shoot, that would have...
We could have gotten rid of
No, what did these bracers do?
Ah, the
Mothers.
braces that Valine had before you murdered her.
Yes.
Those the braces of defense. Once you attune to them, they bolster your defenses. Good thing you killed her, because now you can attune to them.
All right.
So, if you want, we could say you did that during the short rest. Could have attuned to him.
Gee,
+2 to
yeah.
your defense.
Hell yeah. To my
Or
AC?
I should say.
All right.
Yeah, here.
I'll wear those. Fuck it.
Yeah, and they like form fit to you as you put them on. How are you guys approaching this this nether oak?
I think are we just walking up to him?
Yeah. I mean, between Heinlein and I don't think we can be stealthy. And
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We're approaching him directly, so it's not like we're just wandering. I think it's pretty. If he's seeing us, I think it'll be pretty clear. Like this, we are, we're not here for the force. We're here for him.
walking with purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you do so and you're looking around and looking up, you can see above you there's a false sky above you. It's not the ceiling of the cave. And you can see it vastly shifts really quickly between you see a wild storm above you, and then it just switches to being a field of stars, and then back to another storm, and it doesn't seem to be able to hold one weather, but you're not experience that weather either. As you approach this enormous gnarled tree, you can see in the trunk a face begins to form, just this knotted old man face essentially. And as you're approaching, you just hear him, "Who approaches the nether oak?"
I'm Orlin Grey.
Orlin Grey, what is your purpose?
We're here for a wand.
It's been many years since anybody's come to me for a wand.
Well, today is
Tell me, why should I give one to you?
Let's see. Your leader, Arielathis, has sent us on a quest to destroy a demigod who now resides here.
Is that so?
Yes.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh, that's not good. I better roll well.
I am going to speak up and say, there is great need of your tutelage and services in helping, and we've been directed to note that you are one who has experience in guiding wizards such as Orlin And I'm gonna give him bardic inspiration.
Yes, I need that. Are you gonna roll it or should I? Is it a?
It's a D6. You can roll it. Oh.
All right. Okay. Not great. A 12.
You don't seem like one that could take down a demigod. I refuse this.
How could we prove it to you? Looks can be deceiving. Someone as old and wise as you should know this.
If 1 second. Bug on my computer. If you bring Iriolorthus himself here to vouch for you, then I shall give you a wand.
I'm sorry, but you know that is not possible. You understand that he is a very busy entity, and he has no time to do any such things. I'm sure you understand you are here of your own will and your own judgments.
Persuasion check from you.
Okay. Oh, fucking Christ. I'm not even gonna do it. Can I... I'm trying to decide if I want to do this. No, I don't think I can. I don't think I can do this. So I'm just gonna go with the 8. I rolled a 3 on the die.
Busy as he may be, demigod killing seems to be something he could take a few minutes for.
Well, perhaps we should just summon him.
Look to the group.
He will be very upset, though, that his time was wasted coming all the way down here.
Time is not to waste when meeting with the Nether Oak.
Island, just point this fucking tree.
I'm giving Liliana a chance to decide if she has something she can roll first, because I did not. I expected one of us 3 to be able to do this, and I rolled like shit. So
I did not roll great either.
Liliana's gonna step forward, and say, "We have very important business to take care of in this city. Iriolorthus has given us leave to travel through his city to handle this business. If you stand in our way, you'll be standing in Iriolorthus's way. You can give us a wand, or we can take it by force."
Do an intimidation check.
Let's go.
Can I get...
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to
having a 20-foot tall person behind me.
Yeah, I'm at that point. Like, I'm probably like somewhat crouched to meet this thing, and then I'll stand up at my full height and give you a bardic.
I just want to be like creating like a bonfire.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a treant.
Okay, so that was probably
a very old treant.
Well, I didn't know you said I wasn't sure where
Yeah.
based on the tree was appearing. So
yeah.
What is our proximity to each other while Zavros and I are collecting other stray twigs?
Roll me a D100, both of you. Yeah, flat invitation, especially because Highland did fail his persuasion already.
That would be with Bardic a 10 total.
Oh,
we fucked this up so
I rolled
hard.
like shit.
We all rolled like shit.
It's a 49. I would like to be within 30 feet, but that's
you can be within 30. That's fine.
+5. I don't know if a 15 will help, but Pretty sure I need.
Fine.
I'm pretty sure I need to touch with guidance, but it's definitely a +5.
Give me a perception check just because you are doing something else at the time.
Okay.
Like this would be something, it's not going to be hard because this is something that's like, it's something that you're here to do. So it's not like you're just going to be head in the clouds, but
12 plus 4 is 16.
yeah, you can give him the +5.
Okay.
So
Could be that. Yeah,
15.
15. Threatening another oak would be a grave mistake. Though Uriel Arthas has high reign in this city, I do as well. Prove to me you're worthy of this, and I will allow your retrieval of a wand. And as he does so, he shakes his branches. This is going to be an easy fight for you because you got rid of him. But we are going to do a fight. 4 little twig creatures fall out of the tree in front of all of you. Roll initiative. Oh, you're not here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Where's Felicity?
You're also not on the screen currently.
No, I'm there, dude. I'm there.
You're there, but you're
Holding-
not on the screen.
I'm magically up
Yeah,
here.
you guys are gonna kick the shit out of this.
You're
I'm not even gonna
magically
do this encounter.
delicious.
You're not even
We're
into
not.
this encounter.
You guys can just straight up just. Everybody, just give me an attack.
Liliana would get in the middle of all these little dudes, or wait for them to come after her and do Word of Radiance, which is everyone within 5 feet of her.
I just want to say Heinlein is freaking scary.
Always has been.
Oh, no. Liliana absolutely is going to do Ice Breath on this one, the 2 on the side.
Dexterity saves from them. I gotta remember these little.
Does it
fucks
look
are.
like the treant is like asking to be attacked as well? Like, is he part of this
No.
fight? Okay,
No, he's staying rooted
okay.
in the ground.
because that changes things. That changes whether I drop a fireball on his head or not.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look to be acting. Yeah, these 2 little creatures made of bark and like spikes coming off them run at you, and they both fail.
That's 12 cold damage to 2 of them.
They're both dead. They just instantly freeze in place. Bip, bip.
Heinlein, do you have improvised weapon?
I don't have proficiency, but
Oh, I was gonna say just grab that one and beat the other one to death with it.
everyone can do improvised weapons. That's a thing. But I'm just gonna cleave down with my sword and do a green flame blade on him.
Okay.
I got 27.
That hits.
That would be 8 slashing and 7 fire.
This one dies too.
I just
One
cleave
left.
him in half with fire.
I'm not gonna kill mine because I'm weak as shit, but I'll
We're
cast
giving you the chance.
a level 2 magic missile.
Okay.
I don't want to waste big boy spells. 13 force damage.
That kills it.
Oh, okay. Whew. I don't
You
look like weak
quickly
shit.
dispose of these needle blights that fall out of the tree, and it's just, very good. You are allowed to take wood to make a wand from the nether oak. As he reaches down a branch towards you and extends out the twigs for anybody to take, or you can take one.
I'm gonna snap it and make it hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was hoping me and him were gonna predator handshake, and then I was gonna snap his thumb off.
Yeah.
Now go forth and remove this demigod for Uriel Arthas.
Perhaps we won't tell Uriel Arthas how you wasted our damn time. I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Okay.
He needs me here. You have this wand, the nether oak wand.
All right.
Some Harry Potter shit.
Harry Potter.
I imagine. Am I tall enough that they can see me sticking out from the tree line or above the trees?
No, these are all
Okay.
very old trees, so.
Okay.
What is Sister Liliana's passive perception?
Passive perception is 14.
Okay, because with my 20 stealth, I would like to sneak up on her.
Yeah.
How would you feel about a trade?
Liliana whirls around, mace in hand. And seeing Felicity says, "Don't do that again. We're in a very dangerous city, and sneaking up on allies isn't a good look."
Sorry, I just forgot to make noise after Zavros and I were sneaking around for almost no reason. But I am willing to give you this. And I have the Pearl of Power that was given to me for the ring that I gave you.
Sure.
Zavros needs arrows, and I kind of forgot that I can make it to where he doesn't need arrows.
Oh, yes, if you don't have need for your pearl.
I think it would be better in your hands than mine.
Of course. And Liliana will hand it over.
I will unattune to my Pearl of Power so that Sister Liliana still has her too.
Yeah. So mine's already used, so you don't get a usage out of it today.
Well, that's fine. I was just gonna disenchant it so that I can make a new infusion.
Yep, doesn't matter then.
So perfect.
All right.
Head back to the tower.
Yeah, you can make your way over to that tower. It once again has these etchings of hands and eyes all over it, and this large arcane eye at the top of the tower.
How much wood was Zavros and Felicity able to get?
Roll me a d20 each of you.
6.
5. I was so stealthy I couldn't see the sticks.
What'd you get, Felicity?
I got a 6.
6. It wasn't that you couldn't see the sticks. It's that the ones that you were coming across either were too large to be made to carry around, or too small. And plus, this whole thing with the tree ant kicked off, and you were kind of paying attention to that after a certain point. So you get 11. You can make 11 arrows out of this wood once you have the time to.
Zavros, dear, how many arrows do you have right now?
Right now, I have 39.
Oh, well, you've got plenty to get you through the day.
Yeah, you say that, but I used fucking almost 10 arrows in one combat.
You just have to make it to the next morning, promise, and you will be perfectly alright.
Fuck is like perfect. Hey, the type bar show up. Fuck.
All right, so you guys make your way over to this tower. Do you head inside?
Yeah.
No.
Not right away. Not without my passive investigation of 19. I just realized that I had
Mine
that.
too.
Do you really have a passive?
Hyman's like,
Yeah.
I have a passive investigation of 19 as well.
Hyman's like, I got this, and just walks through the tower.
I'm just gonna crack it open, the top, crack it open like a
Yeah.
bottle.
Let's screw it. Looks good, fellas.
Yeah, you don't see any ruins on here that would be cause for concern. They just seem to be etchings of eyes and hands.
You missed it, Felicity. The last one we went through was trapped.
You know you're supposed to look for those, right?
Yep.
Who got hurt by it? You?
No, I was fine. My brain is so large that I overcame it.
Is that why your teeth stick out? Because your brain is so big?
Not sure how that makes sense.
It's not enough room for your jaw. The brain pushes it out.
His brain tickles the back of his throat. He's constantly gagging.
Okay.
As you begin making your way through this destroyed tower, it's still standing, but again, all the interior is destroyed and strewn about. Give me a D20 roll.
Fuck, is there dead guys in here? Like corpses?
There's some dead peoples.
I want to animate dead, but I'm gonna raise those corpses.
Okay.
Even though they're technically statistically worse.
Probably. Do you?
Hey.
How did? You can just raise. Yeah, you can get
Like
4 together to raise if you want. Because it's 4 at most, right? Or how many is that at most?
Bones of corpses, small, medium.
I think it depends on what level of spell you cast it at. Plus necromancer.
If you choose a, I think it's just 1.
Okay, let me check. I really buffed it for you. Holy shit!
Well,
Let me see. Animate dead. Are you animate dead or raise dead?
animate dead.
Animate dead. You spell and abuse the target. See, it seems like it's only 1. Yeah,
Did
you can do 1 at a
cast
time.
a higher spell last time or something? Spell
Usually I buffed it insane, I guess, and I let you do more. But yeah, when you do it at a higher level, you animate over 2 additional when you do 4th.
So if I just do it the way that you had me do it before, the way that the
If
lady
you were
would-
getting spirits, it'd be a D4 roll.
Fuck it, I'll just do that then. I'm not gonna
Okay.
shortchange myself for RP purposes
Okay.
on this one. Why did I roll a D20 with that? I got 2, so it's not really anything too special anyways.
You get 2 specters then.
Okay.
I got a 2 on that D20 roll.
2 on the D20 roll. Roll a D4.
4.
You see some of this art is still intact that's in here. You see like paintings of the city and things. There are 4 intact art pieces if you want to take them. They're each worth 250 gold.
How easy would they be to transport?
You could pull the painting out of the frame. There is like a small statuette of a humanoid looking thing with a skull face. There's like a pearl, and something else that's cool. A bowl. Nice looking bowl.
Wow, that's a nice looking bowl.
I think Liliana would take everything but the painting, just because
Okay.
those are easier to stash.
Avros does have a bag of holding that I gave him.
We do?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. That's where the
Oh,
cube
I've been carrying it
was.
around the entire time. I don't even know
I
what's
thought you-
in this bag. I'm just like,
There is the Chardolin ring.
Yeah.
In there. That's all that Felicity left when she gave it to you.
that's what we have to throw in the volcano. Okay.
There's the ring.
I forgot we got one in the caves upstairs.
I took the gems that were in it, and I gave you the bag with the ring. For the cube.
All right. Then you can continue up the tower.
I'll throw the
or
painting in the bag then. Liliana will hang on to the other things.
Stealing. I got it.
We're
Um,
beyond that.
As you reach the top floor, large gashes in the roof allow you to see the dark icicle festooned roof of the great ice cavern beyond. Silver light emanates from a 3-foot diameter glass orb situated atop a 2-foot-high cylindrical stone plinth in the center of a 30-foot diameter rubble-strewn circular chamber. Eyeballs drift inside of the orb like fish in a bowl. Some have cataracts, while others are bloodshot or pus-filled, but all turn and gaze as you approach.
Gross.
You
Do
ever
we,
had fish eye soup? This room is like a big bowl of it.
do we see any inscriptions on the walls?
As you look around, you do not see an inscription. There are holes in the wall, though.
Okay.
Big holes? Small holes?
Large holes.
Large holes.
Is this normal?
Each one's kind of been its own fun little situation related to the magic it has. The holes are new.
What tower is this again?
Divination.
As you do look around the room, give me perception checks.
Oh, Orlin, do you have detect magic right now?
I do. Take me 10 minutes, but I could cast it.
I'm gonna guide myself on this perception check.
Liliana got a natural 20.
I got a nat
On-
1 for a 6.
On the plinth, Liliana, you see draconic writing.
The
It says-
plinth. Oh, okay.
Yes, and it says, "Ask and we shall find." And this is the plinth that holds this orb that's filled with eyeballs.
I think we can ask the eyeballs questions, and they'll bring us answers. I'll point out the writing on the bottom. It just says, "Ask and we shall find."
Well, you guys were asking the hags about some kind of ritual?
Yes.
Yes. I'll step forward, and if it matters, I'll say it in Draconic as well. What is the third step of the ritual to enter the Tower of Eriolarthus?
These eyes look up at you and like continue to float.
Okay. So I asked it for the third step and it didn't do anything. So maybe they don't work anymore?
Maybe they don't understand Draconic.
What are all of the steps?
How big? You said that there are holes in the wall. How big are? You said they're large. How big is large? Like the size
They vary in
of a.
size.
Is there writing on the walls? Because there were writing on the walls in the upside down tower.
Yeah, there is no writing in the walls, and that's what everybody's been looking for, is an engraving in the wall, and it seems to be missing.
With a 22, can I find other writing other than what Liliana found?
Nope.
I'll repeat my question in common.
As you do, the eyes are getting close to the orb, like pressing against the glass of the orb.
You think maybe we should let them go? They find things, it's hard for them to really go searching if they're inside of a giant bowl.
It's sealed though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a giant crystal orb.
Oh.
I gotta.
I'm gonna try touching the edge of the orb.
I was
You
gonna
touch
say
it?
Felicity was gonna touch it, and she rolled a 3 on wisdom, so she.
Because Liliana's right there, I'll let her touch it first, and do you repeat your question?
Yeah.
As you do, suddenly your vision like shoots out, and you see, you see a building that you actually saw as you walked up to this tower. You see, it's a tower not far from this one, and it shows you that tower, possibly meaning that whatever this inscription was could have fallen into that tower during the crash. I now need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Okay. That is a 15.
15
5?
plus 5.
20
20?
of the dirty variety.
So dirty.
I'm trying to see. Can you read me the flavor text for what that feature does?
When another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to add +5 to the roll.
Okay. Yeah. You see that tower?
As Liliana pulls her hand away, she says, it seems part of the tower broke off, and it's in one of the buildings we passed on the way here. There may also be... they tried to do something to me after they answered the question, and I resisted it, but we may want to be careful asking more questions.
Well, seems like we got what we were looking for.
Yes, it also just didn't show me the inscription, which I was kind of hoping for. So it is a little bit of the normal divination bullshit of you get most of the answer, but not everything you're actually looking for.
Oh, don't I know that?
And for the purposes of this, where the fuck is this tower?
So,
Is it this one?
No, it's actually you didn't walk past. You saw it in the distance. It's way the hell over here. It's this one.
Oh, okay.
so I hate how visions work. The answer we need from this tower is in that tower? Possibly?
Yes,
And you can see that tower from where you're standing in the tower.
It seems like the bits that have broken, and I'll point to the various holes and such. The bits that were broken, that held the inscription, seem to have landed in that tower.
What a coincidence.
Actually, kind of makes sense for the way divination works in my experience. I mean, I thought Uriel was a Yeti for years.
I just mean, what a coincidence that the riddle we're looking for ended up in another tower. Somebody must have brought it there.
Perhaps it could be like the Conjuration one, where they had some safeguards as to the actual information about it.
How far away is that tower? Is probably really far away. Like more than 120 feet.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, unless anyone else wants to try to touch the orb and ask a question.
What was your exact question?
What is the third step of the ritual to enter the Tower of Eriolarthus?
Okay.
I believe, or something very close to that. I tried to be very specific about it.
You definitely specified third, though.
Yes. Based off of the pattern, this would be the third step.
All right.
It was a bit of an assumption, but it feels like a safe one since it didn't point to a glowing tower.
Oh, that's not like one of the glowing towers. That's where okay, never mind then. It makes a little more sense then. Just like, what a coincidence that it just landed at the other glowing tower.
Oh.
Where are we right now? Which tower are we in?
You are in this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps we should just head over there now.
Yes. It doesn't seem like there's anything else of use here.
I'm whittling away.
Unless
Also.
anybody is looking for something.
Not in this city.
Perhaps if you're looking for something, I could show you outside of the city as well.
It does just say, ask and we shall find. It doesn't say in the city.
So, Felicity did touch it. She did paw at it.
Yeah.
She's just gonna think of what is missing. And she's just gonna think home.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
If you fail, you're on your own. I mean, like, I can't do anything to help you.
Okay. That's a natural 19 plus 7.
Ooh,
So that's
nice.
a 26. I don't think I need to use Flash of
No.
Genius.
You get visions of both the cave. There's like you see a vision of a cave, as well as a city that it lays in ruin, except for one building.
Wow. It gives you quite the out of body experience.
Yes.
I kind of forgot, but it's weird. But you get that like warm fireplace feel inside.
I didn't feel that.
Things to look for.
Anybody else have questions about items they're looking for, people they're looking for, lich books
No,
they're
but-
trying to find?
That's a different problem.
Anybody know of a cave in the middle of the snow?
Not specifically.
Are our memories of her home erased too?
No.
Oh. Okay, just wondering. It's not very descriptive, but I was just wondering.
No.
Maybe you're thinking of where I was raised. My mother's cave in the snow.
We also, when we found 3, traveled through part of the mountain range. I'm sure we passed multiple caves.
Oh, there was the cave in the snow where Heinlein was.
Killed.
Yep.
Maybe
Unalive.
that is the cave that it showed me. I don't know that cave.
What did you ask it?
I asked it to guide me home.
Oh, that makes sense. That would be your home then.
Wait, Heinlein, you died in my home?
Heinlein's out there.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
shit.
breaks a wall down.
Yes.
Breaks out of the tower.
Shatter.
No,
I
you-
cast
Yell out
shatter
of
on
the
a
wall.
wall.
You just see through a crack in the wall, just
A big fucking eye. He's like staring at Zavros and we're like, ha! Like staring at a fucking eye, not know what it
Did
is.
Highland die in my home?
So do we remember that that's the memory she gave?
Yeah, that one wasn't taken from you.
Okay.
No, this makes sense. Yes, the memory you traded for Zavros's, healing thing, was memories of your home. So,
Then I am okay with searching all of the caves in the area. I think that's a sufficient life quest.
we could guide you
mean-
there after all this.
She looks at Zavros, kind of pats him on the cheek. No, I think the search is worth it.
You sure? I'm pretty sure Otis is going to want to go back home eventually.
Who's Otis?
Who's Otis?
Oh, I forgot you don't know about that.
Who's Otis, Zavros?
He's a friend, you know, met him a couple of weeks back. You
Yeesh.
know, you were dying, well, you were dead, and then Dragon brought you back to life, and we found Felicity and Otis.
Yes, he's just so cute, I could pluck every organ out of his body.
Yes, you can keep your tools away from Otis.
I think I need a little bit more elaboration. Otis is from my home, but it's not the same home that Heinlein died in.
No, Heinlein died in a cave, pretty close to East Haven. Your home is on the complete opposite side of the Tin Towns.
Makes a little bit more sense. Who's Otis?
Oh, he's a little chewinga, but I keep right here as I kind of pull it down a little bit.
You see it, those little white masked elemental posts that just
Wasn't that the cutest little thing? And I'll stick my finger in my alchemy jug and give it a little bit of honey.
it just takes and starts lathering on itself and goes back into Zavros's
You know,
shirt,
Oh,
just getting snotty all
sticky
over.
pockets. Oh,
I
you know, I haven't figured out what he eats, if he eats at all, honestly. I feel like he just keeps it. Like it's a gift.
I mean, if you say that he's from my home, I do remember we've been together quite a while. He seems very stocky and quite able to take care of themselves.
Yes, perfect. So we going to that next tower?
Yes.
Yeah,
If
at
we
this
don't
point,
have
like,
any-
all the eyes have migrated.
Heinlein, elevator?
Where you're at. Heinlein's not that tall. That
It's
tall
so
building, you have to
fast.
climb up it.
That's why it's the elevator.
Yeah, all these eyes watch you as you all leave, and don't ask it any more questions.
That is creepy.
Satch. And as we watch the group leave and the eyes watch as well, that's where we'll end our session. So thank you so much for joining us this week. We got one more step, and we got a piece for the steps. So we'll continue on getting more as we continue next week. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow everybody on this here, all my players, on their various social medias. And have a good evening again. Bye.